the life of a recruiting prospect.
Back to last Thursday, our big win against Greenville. Those are one of those games where it's a big confidence booster for our team heading into the second stretch of this season. Coaches schedule these types of games right there in the middle part of the season just to see where we stand as a team. That was one of those games where we faced a lot of adversity throughout the whole game. And it was a four-quarter battle. We did a good job not giving up when we were down. Not letting up when we were up, and ultimately coming out with the win. So I'm in the shotgun. We have a guy who pretty much plays everywhere on the field for us, and he played some running back last week. And after my successful visit at Northwestern, I knew that the next morning that we'd be on the road again to head up to Michigan State.
Day number 2, Saturday morning, we woke up and had to drive to Michigan State. It was probably, about 4.5 hours. We really didn't have that much sleep at that point. So we drove to Michigan State, got there. They were tailgating, beautiful campus, really nice area.
The atmosphere at Michigan State was great. The coaches came and found us during the pregame meal.
I was super excited to be able to go up and visit Michigan State and see a game day. I went up there in the summer at one point to meet the coaching staff in person and all that kind of stuff.
And we got to tour around the stadium and stand on the field before the game.
The Michigan State game was very exciting. 70,000 fans in an atmosphere that we're not used to being in. It's the Big Ten, and down here we're in SEC country. The green and white, we really enjoyed being up there and felt like family when we were up there.
Go to the right, to the right, to the right.
To the right.
Able to see a game in front of the atmosphere that they talked about was something that I really looked forward to. And then being able to see their game day traditions, whether it's fans doing things or just the way that the players or coaches act or do certain things on game days was cool to see. And then to get back up there to see Coach Lindgren and Coach Boyer, to continue building a relationship with them. They've been recruiting me pretty hard since they've came and watched me throw in the spring, and just to see me and my receivers throw, which I ended up getting an offer from them right before the summer started, so that was before I went up there my first visit. But to be able to go see them play a night game under the lights against Boston College, where I was able to be on the field with the other 2026 committed recruits, and just to hear their pitch on why I should consider coming to Michigan State, along with what the coaches have told me. It was a very successful night, and to see them get the win in double overtime truly capped off that night.
The Michigan State game was very exciting and ended around 10:30, I believe. After 10:30, we decided that we needed to get on home. How many miles was it?
500.
580 miles. So we started off driving, and like I said, once it got about 2 or 3 in the morning, I finally told Cassie, I said, either we pull off the side of the road and sleep, or somebody else has got to drive. I was done. So Cassie
Drove from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m.
Let's go. Well, she stopped driving at 4, so I drove us the rest of the way. So I think we got home about 6. Church started at 11. So we had probably a couple hours of sleep. We had to wake up, take a shower, and we got to make it to church. After church, we came home, spent some family time, and we pretty much went to bed. We were tired.
Last weekend we went on a trip to Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech was playing Clemson and Cooper was asked to come to the game day experience.
But what was different about this week than the prior weeks was that I didn't have a game before those, and I had a game the night before the Georgia Tech visit.
That's the tricky part about going to game day experiences, is that they pretty much go back to back with your high school football game.
So after our game, I had woken up around 4:30 a.m. to be able to go up and make it to the Georgia Tech noon kickoff game, which is brutal for recruits, having to go from playing a game to waking up that early to get to a college campus to be able to visit it. But it was definitely worth it for me.
Ryan, Emmy, Cooper's little sister, and I got up very early to drive down to Atlanta. But we got to Atlanta with plenty of time to have some breakfast and talk to the coaches. We spoke with the quarterback coach. He came and found us in the group.
Getting down to Georgia Tech and talking with Chris Winkie, who has been recruiting me for really hard these last couple months. If you check my phone, he sends me messages probably once or twice a week, just checking in and talking about things on the outside life of football. And I think that's big for me. Like I said, relationships is something that I prioritize.
Let's go Jackets!
The crowd was incredible. Watching the way their fans and the players and everything, Georgia Tech is a pretty exciting place to be.
So just getting up there and seeing their game day, which is the second game that I've been to for Georgia Tech, but this game obviously had higher stakes, and to see them beat Clemson, which is such a good program, and anytime anyone beats Clemson, it's talked about, and to see that they have the train, heading in the right direction is big for a recruit trying to find where he wants to go play at school. Which leads me to talk about how different and more difficult the recruiting process actually is from an eye standpoint, and then being actually in it. It's truly a blessing to be able to be in this situation myself as a student athlete, to be able to have the opportunity to go visit these schools and to ultimately pick which school I want to go play football at.